Welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, now I am going to do a general message for anyone that lands on this. I'm also doing a giveaway today. Someone that had entered into winning a free reading with me. I don't know if they got the memo. I kept giving them the link and I don't see whether they replied. However, whenever I do a video, it doesn't even matter what zodiac, whether you're on this channel or whether you're on my Virgo channel, if you wind up listening to it, you were meant to hear the message or an element of that message. Now, again, I like to go a little bit deeper within my readings. I don't like to just look and see how your person feels about you, what they felt about you, what they're going to do, what they did. I like to look at the shadows. I like to look and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience, because a lot of times our soul relationships, you can't deal with a soul relationship with just yes or no a lot of times. You'll notice you'll get situations that are very complex, just like with a soulmate, how many times there's a real strong soul bond, soul connection of unconditional love that we can't walk away from that person. We can't stay mad at that person, but there's a lot of things about that person that we don't like. So what winds up happening is our heart and our head fight, and we become very imbalanced. And when your heart and your head are not in alignment, what happens is that you can't really tap into your intuition. So when people have spiritual blocks and they play out as karmic lessons and karmic themes within a relationship, many times it's a karmic contract where we associate the karmic lesson as a bad lesson, and that's not all the time true. However, it's your level of consciousness will always determine your actions, and your karma will always come from really the level of consciousness, but the actions obviously that have triggered you to act a certain way. So being able to change certain beliefs by being able to look at your situation through a different perception many times allows you to diffuse a trigger, and understanding what your triggers are and how you respond can ultimately shapeshift your entire experience within a relationship or just anything. That's why they say that there's many different levels of consciousness that play out at one time. Depending on your level of consciousness are what's going to determine what you manifest. Now, if you're new to my channel, anything of any importance or any relevance according to the channel, you can find in the description box. My Patreon link has my shadow healing courses. $7.99 course, you get your shadow healing, you get your inner child healing, you get reparenting, and you get a lot of different healing modalities such as EFT, breathwork, NLP, and a lot of different spiritual healing techniques to heal the effects of trauma. Because unfortunately, when you go through traumatic experiences, that's when we form behaviorisms to help compensate for the imbalance. But many times when we get out of that relationship or that experience, the behaviorism that created balance within that situation now is creating problems within new relationships. That's when we don't heal. That's how we pretty much sabotage our connections, because we never heal the spiritual lesson. We never integrate the spiritual lesson, which means create awareness first and foremost, but then actually integrate a new behaviorism to take place of the behaviorism that we put into place to deal with the imbalanced situation. Just like to put that out there, okay? And also know that the energy from this card is not just going to be the word of the day that you put in your comment bar. It's going to be the underlying energy of your reading. Okay. Waiting for my winner to come on. Okay, exquisiteness, exquisiteness. See, that's a very positive card, exquisiteness. It means that you're unique. It means that you're unique, but in an excellent way. So I just want to say, if my winner comes on, please let me know when you're on. Maybe I'll just write it in the chat. Please let me know when, what the heck, I can't write today. No, when my winner comes on, because I'm gonna channel, and I don't know, like I said, we planned on 6 o'clock, but like I said, this message is going to be anyway for whoever that lands on it, because that's how it works. So like I said, I just wanted to be mindful if she comes on that she'll see. Anyway, I'm feeling like the underlining energy is exquisite. That you are unique. And I feel like you're finding that. So the energy here really isn't about a connection. It's almost about having a love affair with yourself. It's almost like I'm feeling like someone is putting all their energy into finding themselves and creating themselves. So I'm feeling like you're in separation from someone right now. You're connected to someone right now that isn't really giving you energy, but in the physical realm. However, there is a very strong spiritual bond. Now, we'll see how that energy is playing out. Again, because like I said, it's mainly all about you and your energy. However, when that doesn't mean that you're not creating awareness for other people. It doesn't mean that you're not triggering other people. It's not meaning that you're not being noticed. I feel like all of that is true. I just feel like you're in your own little world. So we're going to see again, first and foremost, what the hidden truths are about you and the person that you're connected to, being that you're not with them. So what are they feeling right now about you? Where are they? What are they thinking? And then we can go from there. Now it doesn't mean that they're going to be balanced. Their thinking is going to be balanced, especially if they're in separation from you. But at least we have a starting point, right? Okay, I love you. Well, that's an important message. So I believe that because you're in separation from this person never realized that they cared. And I also am feeling like this is a soul relationship where there is unconditional love. But I'm also feeling like it's not an easy relationship. I couldn't let you get close to me. And that's exactly what I felt like. I felt like you're in separation with someone that doesn't have their life together, that likes to present it like they have their life together. And this happens a lot of times when you meet people on the internet. When you meet people try and show you the best version of themselves. And depending on where you are in life, and what I'm feeling is that you're not even focused on this person because you are creating yourself. You are like shining bright. You might not be making money. You may not be top of your game yet, but people are noticing you. People are noticing that your uniqueness, that you're different, and that doesn't mean that your person doesn't. I feel like at one point your person put a lot of stock into dating people that only had really nice cars or wore nice clothes and presented themselves in a certain way. And I don't really feel like you present yourself in that way. I feel like, if anything, you're more of a free spirit. And what they're seeing is that that's actually something that's more valuable, which is another reason why they wouldn't let you get close, because there's a little bit too much of them that isn't strong within who they are. They hide behind material things. I will wait for a sign from you. Yeah, this person, I feel like, didn't give you the time. Again, undervalued the connection, was looking for something that they perceived as that was going to make them look good. But looking good through being with someone that drove a nice car, again, that was kind of snobby, was someone that's, oh, that didn't, they weren't looking at, let's get to know each other on a real intimate level. Let's really, like, you know, that not any, it was all outside things. So their relationships don't even work out because of this. So they were chasing after people that they couldn't even really be with, and people that weren't going to fulfill them. I feel like this person has intimacy issues. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. They are grateful for the spiritual lesson because they can tell the difference between you and other people. And that's the thing where I don't think that this person ever had a marker before. So this is what they're feeling. I wish I could share my good news with you. So like I said, they're in separation from you. They're thinking a lot about you. And what I'm feeling is that they're noticing that your, your uniqueness, that you're shining. So whatever you're doing within work, whatever you're doing within the community, and you might say, this person doesn't even talk to me. I feel like they stalk you. I feel like, again, they watch you from afar. There's still a spiritual connection. They still have one. They couldn't let you get close to them. I want to look at the triggers because, again, this is what we know where they are. And then we know that they have feelings for you. Lonely. This person made you feel really lonely because it's, again, being there and them saying that they wanted to be in a relationship, acting like they wanted to be in a relationship. And every time you got comfortable and let your guard down, I feel like this person would run away. I also don't feel like this person is very emotionally intelligent. So having you share deep, intimate things about yourself did not make this person feel comfortable because they didn't want to let you get close. So they wouldn't open that door. So you did feel lonely, but they were trying to control the relationship. I've been getting a lot of that lately, bluff. And you like called this person's bluff. It's like, and also I think that you called this person's bluff because they acted like they didn't really care as much about you, though they could feel, and you could feel the connection. And when you walked away, they didn't really expect you to. Because remember, when they first met you, they perceived you through a certain perception. Not saying that perception was right. What I'm saying is that perception was based on what you showed them and what other people showed them. So I don't feel like you're someone that drives around in a flashy car, dresses in flashy clothes, and tries to get attention like that. I also feel like they've been to your home or been like around you, and you come across more on the humble side, which was not a plus in the beginning because they were coming from a more superficial perception, where now they're not coming from the same place. Upside down. Yeah. And so, like, having a person come in and out of your life the way that they could only figure out how to keep you close was to not really be clear, to kind of, and that is a way to keep you upside down, right? When a person comes into your life, they tell you all the right words, they act like they're going to do all the right things. You talked about future plans, and then they don't give anything. And so it's feeling lonely. And then, like, am I in a relationship? Am I not in a relationship? Where are we going? How do you truly feel? That this person, like I said, was all over the place. Now I want to see what To be fair, I'm going to put these back in because I want to see what their triggers were towards you. Because what we see right now is that they do have feelings, and they see that it's a spiritual connection, as I said in the beginning, and that they do want to talk to you, but I feel like this person feels like a fool because of the way that they acted. Remember, they came across as if they were um, very confident and very cocky. And really, now they see you through a different perception. And they're pretty much sure that you see them through a different perception too. And that's why they're really nervous. And that's why they're like, I want to talk to you, but I don't want to reach out to you because you're so true. I don't know what you're going to say to me. You might say something to me like you're going to rip my head off. Manipulation. It's again, so like this person is used to getting what they want. And I also believe that they need healing. So they're projecting a lot of, you know, that they have a very strong connection of unconditional love, but this person has wounds. So they're being triggered, and I feel like they're also projecting where they're acting like you're manipulating them because they're like, I didn't do anything wrong, where they know exactly what they did. They gave you a lot of mixed messages. I don't believe that this connection ever really got off the ground. That's what it was. It's like it was always going to, but they never had they never were fully committed. And so what you have here is manipulation because they expected you to chase them. They expected you to run after them. And then when you didn't, it's like they can't believe it. They actually have to look at themselves. So again, they don't like that. That's very common with shadow, by the way. When someone needs healing and they don't want to heal, they get triggered, they will project. And it's a way that the soul actually tries to clear itself. When we get triggered, it's a way that comes up, that emotion comes up, so that we look at ourselves. And this person didn't want to, is projecting a lot because of it. So they're mad and bluff. So they're like, I feel like they're like, you called my bluff, and no one's ever done that to them before. Now, I would say that this is where your relationship, the tables turned. The tables turned during this point within your relationship because they feel as if you played them. See, they perceived you as to be naive. They perceived you to be really nice and understanding and humble. And this person, like when I first feel like you met them, was a player, like was a little bit of a predator. Like they could sense out, they use their intuition to sense out people that, yes, they're attracted to. So there is that element. And for you, there really was a spiritual connection, but a pig is still a pig, whether you put a lipstick on pig or not, it's pig. And so this person like did have those feelings, but they were used to navigating their relationships a certain way and coming from a very big, it wasn't a real person, true perception of themselves. It was filtered through their ego. So the way that they acted, so they're angry because they kind of get off on feeling on getting over on people. And so what happened is they couldn't get over on you. So this is where the tables turned with you and them, where they didn't have feelings, and now all of a sudden they have feelings. It's just they got triggered because it's like, I have this connection to you. I'm pretty much sure how you're going to act. I'm going to get you to do what I want you to do without having to do anything. And that's not what happened. So now they have mud on their face, and they hate the fact that they have mud on their face and feel like got over. And the reason why is they really need healing. That's why spirit has brought you into their life. So you'd be like, well, great. What the fuck do I get out of it? Well, it's again, this is definitely a karmic test, and as your reading started, you're in your exquisiteness. So shit should be happening, because when you're in your truth and you're creating and you're putting the energy within to yourself, you manifest, you put the love into yourself as the reading started, which is what the person is like, wait a minute, I thought you were this person. It's like, it's like I could be nice and also not like disrespect myself and undervalue myself, is what you pretty much said. And they were like, I'm not used to that. Yeah, well, when you go for lower hanging fruit, because you want to elevate yourself and perceive yourself through certain lens, which isn't a true lens, well, that's what it is. So that I almost feel when you this person almost gets off when they're in a relationship and everything's going good, and then all of a sudden they pull back, and then the person's like, wait, what are you doing, let's talk about it. Like, they like that part. They like that part when the person wants that. So so you didn't do that, so you left them holding the bag, is what I feel like. But now they have feelings on top of it, because they're like, if the reading also started off with I love you, so obstacles. But now, like, the obstacles, I feel like they do this with a lot of people. I feel like they also have had people linger in their life this whole time that they were separate from you. So that's part of it. And the obstacles are really themselves, to, which is how the reading also started, which is I couldn't let you get close to me. I love you, but I couldn't let you get close to me. Yeah, they couldn't let you get close to you, to them, because they pretended to be someone else. Oh, like, obviously. So the obstacles really are your ego, is what I'm feeling, the person's ego. I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to your needs and expectations. And that's so, like I said, this person wasn't coming from a true sense. They showed you a perception of who they thought you would like, but that's not really who they are. So that's why they let you in, they let you out. It's like this person really, like, I'm feeling very emotionally immature, likes to be in full control, doesn't really know or has ever been in a real relationship that is a give and take relationship, even. They always had the upper hand. And that's why I'm saying it became more almost of a competition for this person, where I feel like the more that they acted like that, the more that you like got disgusted with them, because they never thought that you would respond like that. They'd never came in contact with a person that would do that to them before. Spiritual awakening, but it's pushed them into a spiritual awakening, because what they're seeing is that, first of all, they're not who they perceive that they think that they are. They're not really who they think that they are. Those, when you walked away from them, it was a lot of other things also that was going on in their life that also was not working. However, the fact that you're different, you live a life of authenticity. It's like I said, I almost feel like it's a spiritual connection, and it said it before. It's like, I'm grateful for the spiritual connection lesson, because you're different. You showed me how to live my life. You show me that I don't really need all those things to be loved. I just need to be like authentic. However, I showed you that I wasn't authentic, and I really should have. I wanted to impress you. So they were coming from a place of not believing in themselves, showing you a perception of themselves that they thought that you would like. And in that, the problem is, well, I can't really let you into my life then, because that's not really who I am. And now you're going to think that I'm a cheaper or less valuable version of like a relationship that you would want. And so they played games. That's why, like I said, they ran away. But like the thing is, normally the relationship doesn't go this way. Meaning, like usually they play chicken. They're used to the person caving. You didn't cave, so that's why they felt like, well, you manipulated me. You called my bluff. You're making me, which, like I said, is making this person's ego. So will they do anything? We'll ask, will they do anything? I'm only going to pull one card from here, like, because I want to know, will they do anything? I hid my real thoughts and feelings from you. I was in denial, afraid of losing you. I see clearly now. So it's like they're still like, again, hiding the, like, hid who they really were, like we kept saying. And I feel like they see clearly now, but it's not saying that they're going to do anything. And I think because they don't know. I think that there's, as of right now, there's a sense of wanting to talk to, realizing about the spiritual lesson, realizing that pretending to be someone that they're not actually backfired on them, and hoping that you'll reach out. And I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. So I'm feeling like they're not going to reach out right now. And it's like the fear is that you're going to say something that shatters their ego even more, and that, or that they're not going to know how to respond to you when you ask them certain questions of why they played so many games in the beginning. So they're not going to be able to know. There's a sense that this person wants to come back in and pretend that none of whatever they did in prior like existed. They want you to forget about that, and they know that you're not. So they have a tremendous amount of anxiety about that. And so there's a sense of, I know you're going to say something that's going to trigger me. And because I also know that you have a right to know what those things are. And I don't really want to ask you, I don't really want to tell you what they are. I just want to come back into your life and pick up like where we left off. But they don't realize that they damaged the connection. It's like all this game playing to make you surrender. That's really like, I showed you a cheap image of myself, that version of myself that doesn't really even exist. And I played games because I wouldn't let you get close. And I talked to other people and had kept other connections open, but it's not like I wanted those people. I just couldn't let you get close. And I figured eventually you would cave. You didn't cave. You put the energy into yourself as the reading started. So that's why this person, like I said, is in regret. So I'm going to leave it like they are waiting for you to reach out. Now, will you reach out? I'm feeling like absolutely no. Like I'm feeling like the majority of you is no. And I feel like you shouldn't reach out to this person, because if you want change. So that's the difference between my readings and shadow readings too. I'm not going to pull on that because it's always going to say, it should say no, you shouldn't, but in an oracle, it was like, I left you before you left me. And so it's like, no, if it would be this in actuality, no. And the reason why is because you would wind up leaving this person. You left this person and before they could leave you, because that's what it is. If I'm not ever letting you know who I truly am, and I'm not really letting you get close, and I'm just breadcrumbing you, which is what this person wanted to do in the beginning. They thought they didn't value the connection. And so what happened is now, yes, they view you through a different perception, but they need to come back in with change behavior in order to be different. You need to teach this person and differently. And you would have to give this person very like boundaries, a lot of boundaries. Give them small doses of yourself time. Like they don't just get to come back in and pick up where they left off, which is that's why you can't reach out to them because there's if you reach out to them that they're not going to try as hard, that they're not going to give you what you're deserving of. And there's a sense that they don't really want to do that and they don't really feel like they have to do that. And that's another reason why they're being triggered because by you making them do it, they have to view themselves as not all of that and a bag of chips, that they have to honor you. Like I said, this person likes to get into relationships where they elevate themselves more than the other person. So the relationship is never equal. So for them, an equal relationship is very triggering. And for you, I feel like an equal relationship is also very triggering. So they know that there's going to be an argument. So this is really the reason why they're not going to reach out right now. Even though they have feelings, they hope that you'll reach out. And that's why I'm saying. So we ask Spirit, what is the energy that we can bring into this to help ourselves? Because when you're dealing with a person like this, even if it's a soul connection and there is unconditional love, and there is between you and this person, however, it's like you're not caving to this person and this person is mad about it and they're not caving to you at the moment. What do you do when you're in a Mexican standstill? We ask Spirit, what do you do? Because it's like the heart and head, because logically we know that the person needs to compromise. We can't wrap our head around the fact that they don't want to compromise, but they claim that they love us. But it's triggering to us. So what is the healing message for us? What do we need to integrate? What are we supposed to learn? And I'm going to pull like a few cards for this because this wound up being a healing message because obviously this person just comes into your life to piss you off and to play games. It's like, and Spirit's like, no, came into your life to make you aware of what you need healing in. And also they do have feelings. And so they also learn the karmic lesson because Spirit will use people to help make them evolve and did so because you passed your lesson, karmic lesson. So faithfulness, and obviously that would be faithfulness to yourself. But hold on, you want to always look at the inner child wounds because shadows. Why am I pulling this person to me? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to integrate? Because why would I pull this energy to me? Okay, trauma. Also, a card fell on the floor, and I never feel like there's ever any mistakes, so I'm going to take it, even though I just usually normally do one card. But like I said, I don't believe in mistakes. I believe that spiritual means something. Physical touch. Okay. And faithfulness. I commit my mind, heart, and will. I am devoted to the needs of my soul, in myself, in God, and the universe. So what Spirit's saying first and foremost. You attracted this person to you because you have trauma. You have trauma and you are, again, like someone that is in need of like that physical touch. So I would say like you're an empath, but there's also a sense of clairsentience, like you can sense out emotion. And I feel like the trauma that you got growing up was that you didn't get the love and the support that you needed. You didn't get that, that nurturing, because what I sense this physical touch is really nurturing. So you didn't have that. So you pulled this person into your life. It definitely was a karmic test, but it was to make you aware of the things that you're lacking within yourself. So I'll read it again, which is, I commit my mind, heart, and will. I am a devotee to the needs of my soul. So a lot of times trauma plays out where we overgive and overdo to people that cannot give back to us. We do this unconsciously. It's not that we purposely seek out those people. It's almost like we feel like we are a magnet to those people, and we are. And the main thing is that those people go to everybody. But if you're used to giving, if that was your survival in order to get nurtured, like that you had to overgive and overdo and be able to read the minds of your family, of your parent that was in need or somebody that was in need in order for your acceptance, emotional acceptance, well, that would wind up becoming karmic, as we stated in the beginning of this stream, that the problem with trauma is we create behaviorisms that are supportive to what it is that we're trying to create balance in a traumatic experience. So if you grew up in an environment that wasn't supported, you overgive, you overdo to be seen, to get your needs met. Your emotional needs are just as important as your physical needs. This person was incapable of giving you, and so it would have been karmic, like a negative karmic thing for you if you would have just given to this person because of the connection, which is what they pretty much thought was going to happen based on the strong spiritual connection that you and them had, and based on who they've dated in the past, and again how many people they've dated, and they've dated a lot, so they've considered themselves as being able to read people pretty well. And what it was is that, but spirit was saying more energy to yourself, less energy to this person. It's like, and when you did that, that's how your reading started. You're in your exquisiteness, because as you're feeding your soul and you're doing more for you, you're winding up being led by your bliss. You are in your passion. So the way to balance out the energy with a connection that you associated with passion is to not be affected. And the way that you showed that is to shine in what you're doing. And that's, this person is not used to that. They're used to, you know, if they weren't going to give the person something, that the person then would run off and be with someone else right away, as to be like, see, it didn't affect me. They never expected you to do what you did. And that's why they're like, it's karmic, because they love you and they want to come back, but they're like their ego is still in the way. So I'm going to leave that there. Looks like my winner never came on. Um, I had a winner today. If you come on and you listen to this, I hope you realize you could always rebook if you missed a live stream with me. And if you're on, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to close down this stream. And I'm sorry I missed you. For all others, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I will be doing my videos, and you'll catch me in the pre-records later on today. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.